Hallo Leute, und wir sind wieder zurück, wo wir aufgehört haben. Ja, eine weitere Folge Genshin Impact. So, ich habe mir noch schnell einen Kaffee gemacht, bevor wir jetzt weiter starten. Wir waren ja hier, wo uns die gute Yay Miko, wie wir mit ihr gerade plaudern. Und, ja, sie hat uns so gesehen von den 6 gerettet, obwohl da, glaube ich, stande vor den 9. Bin ich mir jetzt nicht ernsthaft sicher, aber da stand, glaube ich, 9 anstatt 6. Das ist komisch. Bin ich mir nicht sicher, aber da stand irgendwas mit 9. Keine Ahnung. Aber er soll ja einer der 6, er soll ja der Sechste sein von den Fatuis. Von den 11. Na dann, legen wir mal los.
You've met her, right? I'm not talking about the puppet. I mean her. You've met her, yes? Yes, the true Raiden Shogun, who meditates endlessly in the plane of Euthymia to preserve her being. Her name is A.
Are you saying that the one we met at the ceremony was just a puppet? And the real Raiden Shogun is the one that the Traveler met later? And does that mean that when the battlefield changed, so did the opponent?
Warte, was? Das war eine Puppe? Was?
Because this is the Raiden Shogun's eternity. Before pursuing the eternity of her nation, she had to reach eternity for herself. Since the physical body will eventually turn to dust, she replaced hers with that of a puppet. And since the spirit is susceptible to erosion, she placed her consciousness inside her sword, where she remains in a meditative state, free from all disturbances.
So, that place that she carved open with her sword...
The plane of Euthymia. Essentially, the world inside her mind. A place that typically only allows her existence. She shuts herself off in her inner world, leaving all the affairs of the outside world to be dealt with by a puppet, who has a singular focus on the pursuit of eternity. This is the approach A has come up with for realizing eternity. You mean Morax? It's been a while since I last saw him. A surprising decision by Liyue's Archon. What a fascinating god he is.
It seems like the Raiden Shogun's approach solves the problem Zhongli was facing, though.
Perhaps. Or you could take the view that she's acting like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum and locking herself in her room. Don't you think? The grand notion of eternity she once held has long since given way to the eternity of her own definition. And ultimately, her eternity is defined by fear. The fear of loss. The truth is, we are on the same side. You want to save the people of Inazuma from the Vision Hunt decree. So do I. The only difference is that I'd rather like to save this nation and save A while we're at it. The key is that the plane of Euthymia represents A's inner world. Defeat her there, and you may well have the chance to shake the Raiden Shogun's will.
So this is your plan? To abolish the Vision Hunt decree? Not by talking her out of it, or through an armed resistance, but by, hopping inside the Raiden Shogun's inner world?
You're a fast learner. In short, this is the last chance to get Inazuma back on track. Otherwise, an eternity of darkness awaits. Don't you realize how special you are? Remember, the plane of Euthymia is a space where only she is allowed to exist. The fact that you could appear there tells us one crucial thing. That you have piqued her interest. Perhaps it's because she has never seen an individual who is so unpredictable in the face of eternity.
Has no one else ever been in there?
None. No one has seen the devotee of eternity since she shut herself away. In fact, no one even knows what it looks like in there. Your existence is more than just an opportunity. It's the very key to all of this. To that I say, well done, child. You did not disappoint me after all.
Wait, you're leaving? Where are you going?
Anti-Raiden Shogun training. I've prepared a special program just for you. Come along.
Wie jetzt? Das heißt ein Bell? Das ist... Bist du das echt jetzt? Ist das die echte Bell oder ist das eine Puppe? Die wir da gerade spielen. What? Okay. Wo ist die... Ja, natürlich, die ist da... Natürlich, die ist da ganz hinten gegangen. Ist okay. Ey, ich mit meiner C-Taste schon wieder, ne? Ja, Leute, ich habe mir noch mal schnell einen Kaffee gemacht. Und wir fliegen mal kurz dahin jetzt, ey. Das ist interessant. Also, was wir da in den, gesehen haben bei der Statue, ist eine Puppe. Und in der Ewigkeit war das die richtige Belle. Das war also die echte Shogun Raiden. Okay. Interessant. Interessant. Wir sind da.
We're gonna do it here? And what's this mechanism for?
Think of it as a catalyst that can reproduce the Raiden Shogun's combat moves. I made it from my own memory, which means it should be perfectly accurate. Unless, of course, her skills have declined. It'll give you a chance to figure out her moves in advance and come up with a counter strategy. That should be a big help, don't you think? The aim is to try to not get hit by the attacks. Since you've escaped certain death at her hand once already, I presume this shouldn't be more than you can handle.
Okay. Ach so. Alter! Wie willst du das dodgen? Herausforderung gescheitert. Oh nee. Wir dürfen es also wirklich eine ganze Minute nicht treffen lassen. Scheiße, wird das schwer. Okay. Okay, der ist fucking groß, ey. Das ist echt schwer zu dodgen, Leute. Fuck. Okay. 2 nur. Ja. Mist. Wie soll das gehen? Können wir es eigentlich verlassen? Ne, wir können es nicht verlassen. Okay, sehr gut. Ja. Ja.
Stabilize.
Oh. Das war ihr letzter Angriff. Wir haben es geschafft. Okay. Ach, das war ihr letzter Angriff? Okay, interessant. Leute, ganz kurz, bevor wir mit ihr reden. Kurz einen Kaffee trinken. Okay, let's go.
What a workout! So how come you know so much about the Raiden Shogun?
You mean me? Perhaps it's because I'm the Electro Archon's servant.
What? Like Dvalin is to Barbados? Huh. Never would have guessed just by looking at you.
It sounds like you'd be more persuaded if you saw me in my fox form.
Hm? Oh, es klingt so, als würde es euch mehr interessieren, wie ich als Fräulein Kitsune aussehe.
In your dreams.
Aw.
More curious than my appearance is the fact that she and I don't see each other anymore, wouldn't you say? A nation to last for all eternity is a dream that she and I both share. But I don't think that's the same thing as complete stasis. At some point, she started going down a path that became increasingly difficult for me to join her on. You know, A never said goodbye to me before she stepped into the plane of Euthymia. Perhaps it's just my wishful thinking, but I think she did this deliberately, as her way of keeping our friendship eternal. By neither saying goodbye nor seeing me again, our relationship will remain forever how it was. In her mind, at least. Since we've embarked on two very different paths to eternity, I can either continue to maintain the status quo or do whatever it takes to bring her back on track, regardless of the cost. I have chosen the latter because if stubbornly isolating herself in the plane of Euthymia is her idea of eternity, then my duty as her eternal servant is to drag her back out of her own head and into the real world.
Aw, Miko, you sound like a really great friend.
I'm only telling you this so you can properly understand my plan. Could you possibly spare the sentimentality for the time being? Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. Time for Anti-Raiden Shogun Training Phase 2.
There's a part 2?
Eine zweite Ebene, okay.
Windblade! Shine down!
Die sind selber Shogun Wayne, Alter. Und kämpfen so gesehen gegen ihre eigene Trainingsphase. Auch geil.
Stabilize.
Illusion shut!
Solidify.
Mit Schilden, das könnte natürlich jetzt schwierig werden.
Windblade! Shine down!
Die letzten zwei Gegner, Leute. So, kommt her, ihr zwei. Geschafft. Sie sieht eigentlich nicht schlecht aus. Ein sehr geiler Charakter eigentlich, ne?
We're finally done. How did we do?
You did quite admirably. I could see your determination and your hard work.
So, do you think we're ready to beat the Raiden Shogun now?
How do I put this? You're no match for her at all.
Wait, what? So all of this was a complete waste of time?
You are the most important part of the plan. I know what I'm doing. You don't think I'd leave you with no chance to win at all, do you? Speaking of, Traveler, what do you think of the Resistance Army's chances? You're absolutely right. Perhaps they occasionally best the Shogun's army in open battle, but when they face the Raiden Shogun herself, considering even their visions have been taken from them and embedded in the statue, they're ultimately quite helpless.
You don't have to be so blunt. The Traveler's the captain of Swordfish too, you know.
I don't mean to belittle them. On the contrary. It is precisely because of their helplessness, because their visions have been taken from them, that their will is all the more precious. In short, if everything goes according to plan, they may yet prove to be helpful. Oh, goodness, is that the time? I have another guest to receive today. We can talk more back at the Grand Narukami Shrine.
All of a sudden, you're entertaining guests? Hyman's really struggling struggling to understand how you work.
Na, sagst du was beim Regen? Deswegen bin ich gerade noch hier. Sie sagt nichts. Unser kleiner Freund an der Rechtsseite ist auch voll geil. Gut, Leute, wir müssen schon mal wieder zurück. Okay. Oh.
Okay, we can talk here. You asked me about the plan. In fact, I've been mulling it over for quite a long time. Before one makes a plan, what is the most important thing one must do?
Huh, don't know. What is it?
You must understand the situation you are facing. The Vision Hunt Decree was obviously devised as a means of manipulating the Shogun. The ones behind it knowing full well her susceptibility as a puppet, with a single-minded focus on eternity. Yes, this is the strongest piece of evidence we have to go on. Now, we also know that every aspect of the Vision Hunt Decree's promulgation and execution has been enthusiastically spearheaded by the Tenryou Commission from the outset.
Ayaka was saying that every time they submitted a petition against the Vision Hunt Decree, the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions would veto it straight away with no negotiation.
Yes, it's all too clear that both the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions are in some form of collusion with the Fatui. Foolish humans, blinded by their greed. Thus, the current situation is that our Fatui antagonist is still at large, has the two rogue commissions wrapped around their finger, and is distributing delusions from the shadows. Unfortunately, given that said antagonist is under the protection of two commissions and the Raiden Shogun, we would be rather hard-pressed to track them down.
So, what should we do?
It will be easier for us to start with someone from Inazuma. So my plan is to incite rebellion in the Tenryou Commission.
Rebellion? What are you talking about? After everything you just said, it sounds like the Tenryou Commission has rebelled already.
When I say rebellion, I don't mean betraying the shogunate. I mean inciting a certain someone to betray the Tenryou Commission. If we manage to convince her, I'm quite sure we'll be able to get you another audience with the Raiden Shogun. I'll give you a clue. She's currently in charge of the Shogun's army. She visits the shrine at this time every month, and she is our guest today. She also appears to be standing right behind you.
Don't move a muscle. You've got some nerve showing up here in the shrine when there's an active warrant for your arrest. Don't even think about trying anything. Surrender now. You're coming with me to headquarters. Seize her!
Affirmative.
Kujusara!
It seems that you're forgetting. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine. Use of force here is strictly forbidden. Before you proceed, which of you would like to face criminal charges for dishonoring the Shogun,
Ugh. Guji-ai, please tell me you are not sheltering a wanted criminal here.
We are just friends. I don't see what sheltering has to do with it. Tell your subordinates to leave. We have things to discuss.
All of you outside.
As you wish.
Guji-ai, I'm a little curious. Does it not also dishonor the Shogun to hide a wanted criminal at her grand shrine?
You're the same as ever, Kujo-sara. No one can match you when it comes to loyalty to the Shogun.
As a servant, loyalty to the Shogun is my duty. And as a warrior, I dedicate my life to following the way of the Shogun.
Even though she will one day. sees your vision too?
The Vision Hunt Decree is the Shogun's chosen course, and I shall not question it.
Oh, it's tragic. Such wholehearted devotion rendered meaningless by circumstance. Have you been kept in the dark? Or are you the only one left in the light?
Lady Guji, I need you to be direct. Tell me exactly what you mean.
The Vision Hunt Decree is a trap. Part of a Fatui plot to bring Inazuma to its knees. And your masters, the Kujo clan of the Tenryou Commission, they're the ones keeping the truth from reaching the Shogun.
You're saying the Kujo clan betrayed the shogunate?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Guji Yae, your allegation is not only dangerous, but ridiculous. The Tri-Commission has served the Shogun since ancient times, and remains absolutely loyal to this day. Ever since I was adopted by the Kujo clan, I have seen and heard nothing but pure devotion toward the Shogun. At every level of the Tenryou Commission, especially from the head of the clan, Kujo Takayuki. He reveres the Muso no Hitotachi more than anyone. My own respect for the Shogun pales in comparison to his. How could he ever even dream of acting against the Shogun?
3 days. Come back here in 3 days and I will show you the evidence. As a Guji, there's one thing I know very well. People believe whatever they want to believe. Some things you do not see, simply because you do not wish to look. And so, it falls to me to place the truth before your eyes, in all its ugliness.
3 days? I'll be here. But if I don't see any evidence, I will demand a formal apology for slandering the Kujo clan. Also, she will have to come with me.
Wonderful. Then I'll see you in 3 days. I look forward to it very much.
That was so scary! Paimon wasn't expecting to run into Kujosara here. But, Miko, you mentioned evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. Is that all in hand and good to go, or...?
Why are you always asking so many questions? Of course not. I just had to say something because I clearly wasn't convincing her.
Okay.
Not entirely unexpected.
As plans go, changing the deity's mind is a huge gamble to begin with. We can't expect to be in control of every last detail when we're facing off against a god, can we?
Okay, but what are we gonna do, though? We only have 3 days.
If we want to get our evidence, we're going to need some help. Now, come with me. We must awaken the professional.
Okay. Wohin? Nach da. Bevor wir aber nach da gehen, ganz kurz nach da. Ach, nichts geht über einen schönen Kaffee. Leute. Da ist die Statue. Okay. Statue anbeten. Alles da bringen. Diese langen Haare. Das ist tatsächlich sie. Sie hat die langen Haare und die Statue hat da hinten auch diese langen Haare. Oha. Yep, da braucht man nichts mehr erzählen. Wir haben wieder 60 Urgesteine heute bekommen, ne? Nice. Sehr schick, Alter. Sehr schick. Okay, wie viel haben wir jetzt eigentlich von denen? 71. Not bad. Und da müssen wir uns noch überlegen, Leute. Hier sind ja noch ganz schön viele Truhen hier noch überall. Das müssen wir noch alles sammeln später. Okay, let's go. Gibt es eigentlich irgendwas hier mit so Events hier? Maybe? Ansehen. What? Oh, never. Es gibt dafür eine legendäre Quest. Du hast die Anzahl der liegenden Schlüssel. Achso. Vorausgesehene Auftrag muss abgeschlossen werden. Kapitel unter den Menschen. Ah. Wir müssen noch die Story spielen, Leute, um ihre hier zu spielen. Geil, das heißt, sie machen irgendwas mit Shogun Raiden einfach so in der legendären... Geil, Digga. Das... Ganz kurz, was? Ach, sie braucht das also zum Farmen? Ja, bei ihr wissen wir es ja. Da ist der neue Boss. Von diesem neuen Boss brauchen wir die hier. Zum Level-Up, das weiß ich. Den müssen wir später farmen, Leute. Ganz dringend. Deswegen haben wir auch die Hearts alles gespart. So, wo ist sie denn? Wir laufen die ganze Zeit noch mit Raiden rum. Wo bist du? Ah, warte mal. Sehr schön. There is no escape.
That toy Tanuki just turned into a human! What's going on? Paimon's never seen one of these before. Not a Tanuki. I'm a Muchina. I'm so tired. If I don't get enough sleep, it'll stunt my growth. Is this the professional you were talking about? She doesn't look very professional at all.
She is a member of the Shiumatsuban, a genuine, bona fide ninja.
Oh, wow! A ninja? So was that one of those legendary ninja transformation techniques? Anyway, what's the Shumatsuban?
It belongs to the Yashiro Commission, a secret unit under Kamisato Ayato. Now, Kamisato Ayato and the Yashiro Commission are neutral parties, so I have no right to give orders to the Shiumatsuban. However, convincing their most chronically lazy member to help us is well within my abilities. Here's what I need you to do. Go into town and find evidence of the Tenryo Commission's betrayal. It would not be appropriate for me to be seen there myself.
You make it sound so simple, but...
Oh, I thought you would have figured it out by now. All right then. I'll indulge you with a little more information. For a complete outsider, probing the inner workings of the Tenryo Commission is nigh on impossible. But since the three commissions work together to serve the Shogun, they have a close relationship. Someone from one of the other commissions might have an easier job of figuring out what they're up to. Now you're following me. The Shogun's army haven't given up on their search for you yet, but with the help of this Shiumatsuban ninja, I'm sure you'll be able to rendezvous with your friends. Don't forget, we're on a tight schedule here. Be sure to bring back the evidence in good time.
Alles klar. Wir müssen in die Stadt zurück. Okay. In die Stadt. Es ist interessant, dass man sie jetzt sieht, ne? Man hat sie schon vor knapp 20 Tagen ziehen können, weil... Leute, pass auf. Ich habe sie schon lange. Und sogar schon zweimal gezogen. Da haben wir versucht, ich weiß nicht mehr ihren Namen. Verflucht. Die Feuerwerksbogenschützen auf jeden Fall haben wir versucht zu ziehen. Und da haben wir ja Jean bekommen anstatt sie. Deshalb, und da bin ich aufhören, laufen wir mal jetzt Shogun Raiden rum. Haha, geil, ey. So, wir müssen nach da. Die Flügel muss ich auf jeden Fall noch bei ihr ändern. Sie braucht noch andere Flügel. Es gibt ja diese anderen Flügel, die elektrisch sind. Geh zur Teestube Kurme. Das bedeutet, werden wir etwa jetzt Ayaka und alles sehen und Thoma? Das wäre interessant. Dann sehen wir sie ja endlich wieder.
Thoma! Thoma! You there? It's us! We're back!
Tatsache.
What brings you here? Did you meet with the Resistance? How's the battle going? Is it safe for me to come out yet?
Not just yet. We saw people patrolling on our way here.
So, it's still not over. I guess you came here because you have something to discuss? I'll get someone to call for Miss Kamisato. Bear with me for 1 second.
Oh, wir sind also auch. Krass.
I see. You have been through a lot since we last met. I understand. You need evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. Let me think. Now that you mention it, there is one thing that has always concerned me. The Shogun's army has been at war with the Resistance for a long time now, but not once has the Shogun ever inquired about it. I used to think that she simply didn't care, but looking at it now, perhaps the problem all along has been with the Tenryou Commission's reports to the Shogun.
What do you mean?
The Tenryou Commission presides over domestic military affairs. If they ever had any intention of concealing information in their reports, we would have no way of knowing. Meanwhile, the Shogun would incorrectly conclude that the Vision Hunt decree poses no threat and would stick to her decision. If we had access to their reports, it would confirm everything.
But as I recall, the only person authorized to access that kind of official documentation is Kujo Takayuki. It's heavily guarded too. Even with Sayu's help, swiping a document from under their noses is no easy task.
If only there was a way we could distract the guards just for long enough.
Yoimiya's fireworks!
That's a very Toma-sounding suggestion. But it's a reasonable one. The statue of the omnipresent god is right by the Tenryou Commission. If someone set off fireworks near the statue, they certainly wouldn't ignore it. While they were preoccupied with that, Sayu could infiltrate the Tenryou Commission and take the report, as well as any other evidence she might find.
Great! It feels like I'm getting closer and closer to being a free man again. It feels like it's been an eternity since we last sat down and talked like this. Well, it certainly felt like it to me. I've been looking forward to seeing you again every day since I got here. This tea house used to be my favorite hiding place, but now I've honestly lost track of how long it's been since I last set foot outside of here. Oh man, I want to go to the hot springs so badly.
Poor Toma.
Let's focus on the issue at hand. The sooner the Vision Hunt decree is abolished, the sooner Toma will be free. This was a reunion of sorts, but there's no time to catch up. We'll celebrate properly when it's all over.
Ooh, let's play the hot pot game again.
You're still thinking about that?
The Tenryou Commission is heavily guarded. Be careful when you get near. Let's meet back here afterwards.
Alright, first let's go to Hanamizaka to find Yoimiya.
Alles klar, Yoimiya sehen wir also auch Tatsache, Leute. Oh, geil. Ach, es gibt so einen Sitz hier.
Fireworks are more visible at night. If possible,
Alles klar, in der Nacht zu warten. Die sitzen hier. Das ist also so eine Art, das ist wirklich japanischer Stil, ne? Ja, Leute, auf jeden Fall, es ist schön, Ayaka sogar wieder zu sehen. Das ist echt krass, hätte ich nicht erwartet. Aber man sieht echt sogar einfach die Ayaka wieder. Nach so langer Zeit. Und wie es scheint, die Feuerbogenschützen sehen wir auch. Okay, hä? Bin ich jetzt blöd? Warum will ich nach da gehen? Warum zeigt er mir nach da? Achso, weil es da runter geht. Achso. Da ist sie schon. Wir haben ja auch ihr geholfen. Das müsste ja... Die wird uns definitiv helfen. Definitiv. Aber auch geil, dass wir sie auch wieder sehen, ne? Das sind wie krass, Leute.
Yoimiya, we need an extra large firework. The super duper big kind.
Extra large firework? You sure came to the right person. As it happens, I made this really souped up one just a couple days ago. But it's so powerful that I haven't found anywhere I can test it out yet. Huh, may as well give it to you. Let me know how it turns out. Don't forget,
Move well away from it after you light the fuse, and try to avoid burning your clothes. Also, it's best that you cover your ears. Why does Paimon feel so nervous all of a sudden? Don't worry, it's just a firework, come on! What's the worst that could happen? We'll give it a try! Thanks, Yoimiya! Well, we got our distraction. Now we just need to wait for nightfall.
0 Uhr bis 5 Uhr morgens. Ja, Leute, wir haben versucht, die gute Yoimiya hier, Yoimiya, genau. Wir haben versucht, sie zu ziehen. Wir haben es versucht. Wir haben es versucht. Okay, da guckt sie alle an. Wir haben es versucht, auf jeden Fall versucht, sie zu ziehen. Stattdessen haben wir Jean bekommen. Ist auch ein guter Tausch. Oha. Oh, okay. Gibt's noch was? Ne, scheint nicht so zu sein, ne? Ne, alles klar. Gut, dann stellen wir mal die Zeit um. 0 Uhr. Okay, das würde lange dauern. So. Let's go. Trinken wir mal was, schnell einen Kaffee. Faktische Maut. Ich sehe gerade jetzt, dass wir 36 Minuten schon drin sind. Oh mein Gott. Okay, Leute, ich muss die Folge Alter! Ich habe gar nicht gesehen, dass die Folge zu Ende ist. Ich sag tschüss, wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Ciao!